The Odd Pod.
Odd Pod. Formula One officials have reviewed a protest by Mercedes against the result of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and with the help of VAR have retrospectively awarded a penalty to Manchester United. The controversial end to the title-deciding race saw Lewis Hamilton pipped to the championship by Max Verstappen, but Mercedes argued that rules were incorrectly applied by the race director. Upon review of all available evidence, the FIA agreed and decided to rectify this by awarding a spot kick to the Old Trafford side to be taken before the start of their next fixture. Both Mercedes and Brentford FC, who are now likely to start Tuesday's game at Old Trafford a goal down, expressed disappointment with the result but have accepted the outcome. Mercedes spokesperson Simon Williams, no relation, told reporters, "We're glad that Michael Massey has acknowledged his mistake, and while we were hoping for the remedy to be something to do with F1, we do recognise that any retrospective review of a sporting decision has an extremely high probability of seeing a penalty given to Manchester United. We will now move on and focus on next season, where hopefully we will see the same sort of consistent and uncontroversial application of the rules as VAR has brought to the Premier League," he concluded, while somehow keeping a straight face. The Grand Prix in the United Arab Emirates was so incident-packed that Mo Salah, watching from home, fell off his chair, resulting in a penalty also being given to Liverpool. Penalties were then awarded to Manchester City and Chelsea too, to avoid accusations of favouritism amongst the officials, because that's apparently just how things work nowadays. In other news, Prince Charles has unexpectedly presented a knighthood to Max Verstappen after the FIA gave the Dutch F1 driver permission to burst into the ceremony at Windsor Castle to snatch the honour from Lewis Hamilton at the last minute. As Prince Charles explained, it was utterly appalling. Just before it happened, I was telling Lewis not to feel too bad about losing the Grand Prix on the last lap, because sometimes when someone's been sitting in the number one spot for a very, very, very long time, it's only fair that they make way for another driver to have their turn at the top. Verstappen reportedly made use of this break in proceedings to change into a fresh pair of running shoes before FIA officials allowed him to rush in and take the knighthood for himself when the ceremony restarted. Prince Charles then chased Verstappen around the grounds of Windsor Castle but ended up being lapped twice by the Dutchman before losing control and colliding with the Albert Memorial Chapel. Sir Max Verstappen told reporters, "No, I'm not giving up the F1 title or my knighthood. True, maybe the rules of F1 weren't followed correctly, and apparently there might be some rules against breaking into Windsor Castle and stealing a medal too, but let's not forget the most important rule of all: no takey-backsies." An FIA spokesperson told us, "We understand that some F1 fans will be frustrated by Sir Max's new knighthood and will no doubt point to the well-established rules that clearly state that knighthoods should go to whoever was awarded them in the honours list. But we would politely point those fans to Regulation 127B, subsection 23, which clearly states that we can do whatever the hell we like."
The Odd Pod.
Odd Pod.